always starts with a single dancer walking out alone. But if you wait for just a moment, it might turn into something beautiful. My name is Eric Rosenberg, and I'm the founder of Denver Flash Mob. For the next few minutes, I want to take you through a journey of what Denver Flash Mob was, how it started, what it was, and how it came to a close. And most importantly, I want to celebrate and remember all of the great times we had at Denver Flash Mob.
But they wanted a lot of people.
On October 8th, 2010, the very first event that led to Denver Flash Mob happened. It took place at the light rail station starting at Colorado and I-25. We boarded the train for a surprise 80s dance party flash mob. And at this point, there was no such thing as Denver Flash Mob. This event actually was published in the Westward, and that's how I found out about it. My friend Andrew, who you saw in this video, told me about the event, and we decided to go check it out. And that is how we went, and I went to my first flash mob.
Someone please have music. Another gun has music.
It took us a couple minutes to get the music started, but the energy was palpable. You could feel it in the air.
Where's the music? Please, someone have music. Yeah, it's
Security for the event was also very tight. The light rail police were there waiting and were funneling us to a part of the train that they approved for the event. Note, we were all paid ticket holders and we were not breaking any laws. We were just out having a good time. And this was a really fun event, and I didn't meet the guy who ran it, but there he is, right there. See the guy standing above the crowd? That's Rick. It turns out he's the guy who planned this flash mob. I didn't know him yet. I actually didn't know he was even in this video until quite a while later. But he's actually a very important person in the Denver Flash Mob. This is Rick Gold. Or that's what he told me his name was. His real name is Rick Strandloff. I met Rick a couple days after the flash mob when I went to a young professional happy hour and was telling someone about the event. I said, hey, I went to this flash mob, it was so cool. And they said, no way, come meet the guy who ran the flash mob. We became fast friends, and before you know it, Denver Flash Mob was born. This is video of one of our very first events, a flash mob pillow fight just off Larimer Square. Our first event we ran together was a Black Friday flash mob at Cherry Creek Mall. The police even called me before to make sure we weren't doing anything illegal. We followed the rules and had a lot of fun. It even got coverage in local media like the Westward, and everyone that went had a great time. Some of our early events were really fun, free, big public events, like this Thriller flash mob. Our biggest mob ever was a flash mob in support of gay marriage equality that we did right in front of Coors Field just before game time. The guy there in the white t-shirt, the one who's dancing better than everyone else, that's Elijah. He would go on to become our main choreographer. It turned out that flash mob for marriage equality was a good thing, as marriages and marriage proposals became the bread and butter of what kept Denver Flash Mob running for years. One of our first big events that we did on behalf of someone was this flash mob for a very special proposal on the 16th Street Mall. So at the beginning, I quickly mentioned Rick Gold, whose real name, it turns out, was Rick Strandloff. I'd co-founded Denver Flash Mob with Rick, and he became part of my close group of friends in the local Denver Jewish community, and one day my rabbi called and said Rick was not who we thought he is. He was actually a con artist, someone who's gone under the name Rick Duncan and Rick Strandloff in the past. He's lied about Purple Hearts. We don't know his intentions exactly with us, but we think he was trying to get onto Jewish nonprofit boards to possibly steal money. Obviously, I couldn't continue with him with Denver Flash Mob, so right when I found out, I cut off all ties with him, and Denver Flash Mob continued with me and intern Andrew Corliss at the helm. Now, but enough about Rick. One of the most important things that kept Denver Flash Mob going as long as it did was the great choreography we had that we used to do all of our fun dance routines. I have to give a huge thanks and shout out to Chris, who was our first ever choreographer, helped get things going, and then Elijah, who picked it up from there and took us all the way through for years. Elijah has been a member of the Colorado Ballet. He is incredibly talented, and we were really lucky to have him on the Denver Flash Mob team. This was one of my very favorite flash mobs. On the holiday season, we did the Party Rock Anthem in Flatiron Crossing Mall. It was so much fun. Now, there's a huge list of people that made Denver Flash Mob possible. Most importantly, all of the volunteer dancers, the thousands of you who came to our events and participated and danced and had so much fun. We couldn't have done it without volunteers, people like Andrew Bronstein, Chris Ducker, Hannah Jacobson, and Andronic Mamayan. We've had a few different mob managers over the years. Masha, I know I'm going to say your last name wrong, I'm sorry. Zadnikova, who I've known for years, was a very long time flash mob manager, our definitely number one manager. We also had Cynthia Apfelbaum, Andrew Bronstein, Elijah Meter, and Zena Kumik jump in there to help out. Thanks to choreographers Chris Ducker and Elijah Meter, and finally, most importantly, to my wife who supported me through a lot of the transition processes towards the end of Denver Flash Mob, Chief Mob Officer Jennifer Rosenberg. Like the pet rock, some things come and go, and flash mobs came and were such a huge thing, but they couldn't last forever, so we've decided to wind down Denver Flash Mob. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of it. We love you all. Cheers.
Hey, he's back.